What's good, my peeps? Big Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review, this time courtesy of Hasbro Marvel Legends. And what we've got going on here, continuing the 60 Amazing Years celebration for Spider-Man, his 60th anniversary. We have the Japanese Spider-Man from the Toei company. This Spider-Man is from the 1970s show of that name, and it is made its way into the lineup for the 60 Amazing Years program. We'll call it Celebration of Spider-Man. And so you see we've got Spider-Man over there off to the side checking us out, because he knows that very soon we're going to be checking him out. So until then, I will move him to the side and we will look at this packaging here. You see the digital render of the Japanese Spider-Man, and that's the last time I'm going to say that. I'm just going to call him Spider-Man from here on out. And you see the illustration behind, the artwork, and of course the logo down below and up top. Speaking of up top, we've got Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years up there, and we've got more artwork of Spider-Man over there on one side, and then on the other we have the digital render of Spider-Man in a static pose. Looking at the back, we have another digital render of Spider-Man, and of course we see his accessories, and that's that. So without further ado, it is time to get into the review. So here we have Spider-Man on a rotating platter. You can see 360 degrees, and first glance, for the most part, he looks just like the Spider-Man we all know and love, with some very small differences. First up, the major difference is his web shooter right there on his left arm. One, it's on the outside. Two, it's bulky as hell. And three, he only has the one. The other thing that's noticeable would be the mask and the eyes, but that's really a subtle difference. I mean, even the quote-unquote American Spider-Man, his mask and the eyes have been changed so many times depending on the artist interpretation. So that's not really anything major. Anyhow, we will get a closer look at that sculpt, that head sculpt, and the rest of the figure when we get him off the platter. But while he's spinning around there, I need you guys to go down below, hit that like button, and while you're down there, if you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Help me keep this ship afloat. Yes, indeed. And while you're doing that, and while Spider-Man is rotating round and round, what we're going to do is check out the accessories that came with him. Spider-Man comes with an additional set of fists, horizontal hinges, and you see it's got nice line work there. Pretty cool. I think looking at it, let me see. Nope, they're identical. I was going to say, I thought that on my right fist that the lines just cut off, but it's doing the same thing on with the left fist too. So pretty decent. Next, we get this web line. We've seen this before with other Spider-Man figures, and we get it again. Just the strand, and it's painted in a white. But here's something we haven't gotten before, and that's webbing that is configured in like if he shot the webs out and he captured a bad guy, and maybe his arms or something, body stuck to the wall. So yeah, pretty nice. This is also just molded, and it's and it's white. So yeah, this is pretty two nice accessories right here. So we've got our Spider-Man up close and personal to us right there. So immediately we will check out the head sculpt. And as I stated, one of the differences, if you want to call it that, are the eyes on the mask. But I mean, it's no real biggie. I mean, like I said before, the eyes have always been different with Spider-Man depending on what artist is drawing. But as far as the rest, Some nice line work there. There is one thing that I want you guys to notice that I did too, that you know, is not really all that, and that would be, let me move his head up some. If you can see that, you can see that his head is on a ball hinge, but when he looks up, the lines just stop, and when I go down, it's the same thing on the back there. The lines just stop, so that's something to take notice of. But other than that, I mean, it looks very nice. The line work still looks pretty cool. That spider logo, that's different also from what we've seen in terms of the Spider-Man logos before. Some nice line work. Mine is very clean all the way down to the belt, so that's cool. On the arms, pretty nice. Another thing to take note of when I was going through the articulation before I started the review is the peg right there. You can see that it's you know, it's red, so that's pretty noticeable, but it is what it is. The rest looking pretty good there. There's that web shooter, silver with yellow and red, so that's pretty nice right there all around. Definitely looks good. I will say it doesn't look cheap, that's for certain. It doesn't look like, you know, just something plastic. So, you know, you got the lines on the hands there going down. We're molded in just blue until we get to the socks or boots of Spider-Man, and the line work is still good, and the bottom of the feet are white for the soles there. On the back, there's that with the ankles, you could see the line, the lines just cut off where the ankle joints are, so, you know, it is what it is with that. And looking at the back there, the belt continues that nice line work. And then you got the Spidey logo back there, and there's that hole, that gaping hole, but it could be used, I guess you want to get Spidey into some kind of posing off the ground style. So yeah, that works out pretty nice. Now peeping on Spider-Man's articulation, I already showed you the head on that ball hinge, so you know he looks up very nice. You can look down a fair ways too. You're not going to get much in the way of a pivot, but of course he can do the 360. As far as his arms are concerned, he can lift his arms up to do 90 degrees. He can rotate 360. He does have the bicep swivel. And of course he's got double jointed pinless elbows. But look at that right there. Pretty ugly with the red. He's got the swivel hinge for the wrists, and of course he's got the horizontal hinge right there. As far as torso, he's got an ab crunch, so he can crunch forward that far, crunch back that far. He's got a waist swivel, so he can do a 360 that way. He can get his legs out pretty decent, can't front. Get them forward 90, back just a little. He does have the thigh cut. He's got double jointed pinless knees, as you can see. He has no boot rotation there, calf rotation, but he can point his toe forward that far, up that far. Very nice both ways. He's got the ankle rocker, and of course he's got holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. A height measurement of our Spider-Man, he comes in at, we're going to say, about 6.5 inches, just a tick under that. You suppose with Spider-Man with his fists and of course his web line, and I've also broken out an old school stand from back in the Toy Biz days because it had a single peg and can fit in the back. So yeah, that's something that you can, if you still holding on to those, you could use it for that. Here's a shot using those web effects. Certain angles you can make it look like the character being webbed up is being stuck to the wall. If the angles are right, I don't know if the angles are right with mine, but you get the idea. And now comparing our Japanese Spider-Man. I know I said I wasn't going to use that phrase again, but have to make the distinction here. So yeah, I fibbed. Our Japanese Spider-Man alongside the retro series superposable Spider-Man, so you can see the differences, and mostly the differences in the costumes, not necessarily like with articulation and things of that nature. We already know that our 60 Amazing Years Spider-Man, his articulation doesn't hold a candle to the superposable Spider-Mans, but the articulation isn't bad at all. It's pretty decent. But yeah, I did this comparison so you could see the differences, like with the eyes on the mask, the spider logos, that's really about the size of it. On the front, you do see that the reds are more not only just joined together, but covers more of the arm. Turning to the back so we can see the logos in the back. You can see the differences there too. So yeah, that's basically really about the size of it. Toei really, for the most part, stayed true to the character's image. So to sum it all up, the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years Toei 1970s television show Spider-Man is a very nice figure, especially considering it's added to the lineup of the 60 Amazing Years celebration of Spidey's 60th anniversary. Pretty good figure. It's got more than serviceable articulation, more than I actually gave it credit for. It's missing some things that the superposable doesn't have, but that doesn't make it bad with the articulation at all. Still pretty good. It could have used other hands, like wall crawling hands. Didn't need thwipping hands, because that is not the nature of his web shooters. So thwipping hands definitely were not needed. On my figure, at least, the paint apps were all spot on. The line work is just pristine, and it's a pretty nice figure. It poses well, and the web effects are very excellent. I can see some great scenes, diorama scenes, utilizing that. So that's about it for this review. Please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely. Questions, comments, concerns, levy them at me. You know how we do. And if you want to be notified for the next time I upload a video, please hit that bell and you shall be notified. We took a break today from our reviews of the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the Disney Plus waves to see a little something different, and but we're going to get right back to it next video. So I'll see you then, and until then, remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.